target. You are authorized to fire at will.
Hey, thanks for stopping by TC and Friends Monday Night Musings, another episode at you. We're going to be pretty quick tonight, folks. I'm going to get a few things out of the way. I want to give a big shout out to the channel producers, show producers, Tav, the Angry Vet from here on YouTube, and IMAV, who comes over as a show producer from Subscribestar, and the Anonymous, who continues to support the channel and is very helpful in everything that I've got going on here, and just asked to not let anybody know who they were. So you know who you are, and I really appreciate it. So we're not going to get too deep into all the introductory stuff. You guys know what I've got going on. You know, Mrs. Minnesota, Mrs. TC. We're still, if you're able, we're still looking for some people to head over to the Give, Send, Go and help there. If you prefer to help by supporting the channel, you can hit us up with Super Chat tonight. You can do a super thank you if you're watching this on playback. You can become a channel member. All of that stuff is very helpful. We're in the midst of it, and so many of you have stepped up in so many different ways that I don't know how to even begin to thank you guys, and I'll never be able to repay you. So thanks for what you do. Thanks so much for all the support, the prayers, the warm thoughts, the warm fuzzies, all of that. It's incredibly, incredibly helpful to us. And it means the world. So thank you for that. You guys know that I've been covering the story of Pam and what happened to her through the Child Protective Services and the unlawful, unconstitutional raid on her home that took place with CPS and the Plainview Police Department, at the hands and the orders of Chief Timm there, as well as directly through Officer Sissy, as I like to call him, and Officer Donut Eater Kevin Kohlmeyer. We're going to go through a really short video that I put together tonight, and we're going to show you a few things. One of them is the fact that Pam requested body cam footage for everyone that was on scene that had a body cam on. And as I pointed out in the video from last week, from last Monday Night Musings, TC and Friends, we know that Officer Kohlmeyer, Donut Eater, Buffet Boy, had a body cam on, even indicated that his body cam was on. And she requested that body cam footage. We know he had his body cam on, and you'll see that in what I'm going to show you. But yet she was denied that body cam footage. Now it makes one wonder why. And we're probably never going to know why, but it makes one wonder why. So without any further ado, let's do this thing. And as you can see right here, this is from Officer Kohlmeyer. It shows that he was wearing his body cam right there. There was squad cam footage as well. This is a request from Pam saying, is the video footage ready? And I would like, I'd like that. And what you'll see here, and I'm going to pause this real quick, is Chief Timm response, as stated in several of the past emails, until the county attorney clears the case, it remains active and certain items need to be redacted. You have been provided every document my agency has on this matter. I encourage you to review all of the email correspondence involving your data request. All of your questions have been answered. I cannot give you items that we do not have, and we do not need to make data just because you think it should exist. The City of Plainview has legally satisfied your data request. The unprofessional response here, really. He could have just said what he needed to say without the part where we do not need to make data just because you think it should exist. That was unnecessary, Timm. Chiefy. But you get worse with her. And we're going to play that. And so now he explains, all of our footage and audio are done on our body cams and you guys should be able to read this, but for those that are listening, attached is a policy and summary. Anything that is recorded in an event that may result in charges gets attached to the case file in records. If there isn't any action taken on the criminal side, filing or being reviewed for charges, it auto-deletes so it doesn't take up cloud storage in the case where Wabasha County Social Services made allegations against you and temporarily closed your business. We have the body cam footage from the officers that were there that day. I am not aware of any footage that was used for evidence against you because my guys were there per social services request for security. I was recently notified that the county attorney finally reviewed the rest of the case and cleared it. Now, this email from Timm contradicts one that we're going to see here in just a minute. It's very important that if you're reading this, that you see that what he says here. Now, I have shown this before, but Chief Timm, Jason Timm, states this email is in response to a complaint you filed against CPS and the Plainview Police Department regarding your daycare investigation. 2 of my officers did accompany CPS at your residence at CPS's request. Emphasis: it is also very common that law enforcement is involved in any time there is a report of potential criminal conduct that may result in charges. Admitting they were there to conduct criminal investigations. That's an admittance. He can deny it all he wants, but that's an admittance that they were there.
It's in a cage,
Yeah.
but
Now watch this.
still.
Yeah, but they might want
Not
a
only
picture
will
of
you
it.
have his report stating that he
Before
had
they
not,
go.
but watch this.
Was it in the garage?
It's in that giant cage.
What of it?
You ever heard of a tegu?
No.
Giant aggressive lizard.
Are they illegal?
They are in Florida.
Right here.
No.
Giant aggressive lizard.
Are they illegal?
They are in Florida. They are.
No.
Giant aggressive lizard.
Are they illegal?
They are in Florida.
Pointing at his cam.
They are in Florida.
Now this is Chief Timm, ladies and gentlemen.
To keep it for a year. You told me it was an open investigation, so I want the body cam footage. Matt said you wouldn't be refusing me.
What's that?
He said you wouldn't be refusing me to have it. Kevin Kohlmeyer pointed to his body cam footage and let everyone.
This is from April 24th, 2023. Almost a year after the events. Not quite a year, almost a year after the events. Pam is confronting Jason Timm, Timmy, JJ, confronting him in person about all of this. And listen to what he says and listen to how he treats her.
Everyone know it was on. Where is it?
Are they illegal?
They are in Florida.
Where is it?
It is expired.
No, it hasn't. Nice try. I read your. Now, you told me in an open investigation, you keep it for a year.
Right, I'm a criminal. Right.
No.
We're going to look again, once more, ladies and gentlemen. He admits that they were there to conduct a potential criminal investigation.
You have to keep it for a year. You told me it was an open investigation, so I want the body cam footage. Matt said you wouldn't be refusing me.
What's that?
He said you wouldn't be refusing me to have it. Kevin.
You're going to need to listen very closely here because how he treats her in this situation is absolutely asinine. If this doesn't send you through the roof when you, and I've cut it so that you'll hear it multiple times. If this does not send you through the roof, I don't know what will. This is not how a public servant talks to his master. This is not how a servant talks to his employer. And in this moment, Jason Timm is subservient to Pam. He is subservient to her. She is his boss. He works for her. She is a wage slave taxpayer who has her property taxed so that the city of Plainview can pay this guy's salary. And the way he talks to her is absolutely beyond the pale. It's asinine.
Kohlmeyer pointed to his body cam footage and let everyone know it was on. Where is it?
It is expired.
No, it hasn't. Nice try. I read your. Now, you told me in an open investigation, you keep it for a year.
Right, I'm a criminal. Right.
No.
That wasn't part of the.
So you just kept one of them that didn't expire?
Well, that's the one that got categorized and kept. Why?
She asked a very valid question here. Why do we have Officer Sissy's body cam footage, but we don't have Officer Kuhlmeyer? Why do we have sissies, but we don't have donut eaters? Why did they're from the same date, from the same time? What is it that was on Officer Kuhlmeyer, Officer Donut Eater Buffet Boy? What is it about his body cam footage that needed to be gotten rid of? Now, we know that Stinson, the county attorney, refused to pursue charges against Pam. And we still don't know what it was that Timm, that Jason was trying to have Pam charged with. They won't tell her. They will not release that information. They will not say what it was they were trying to charge her with, what criminal activity she supposedly did that was deserving of him forwarding charges on to Stinson, and Stinson getting back to him and saying, we've declined, or I'm declining to pursue charges at this time. So we know that there was something that he was going to use. So this was a criminal investigation. They kept Sissy's video long enough, but they didn't keep Kuhlmeyer's. Why? Why would they not keep that? We're going to go back here just a second and listen to what he says to her about that.
One of them that didn't expire?
Well, that's the one that got categorized and kept. Why?
That was the one that got categorized and kept. Why? So you're either lying and you have it somewhere, or you deleted it to cover something up, or you're just inept. Those are the three choices, Timm. Those are the three choices, Jason. You are either inept and don't know how to do your job properly, and whoever handles your data doesn't know how to do their job properly, or you're lying, or you're covering up, or it's all three. And from what I've seen so far, you're probably an inept, lying, covering up son of a bitch. And I will come and say that directly to your face. Trust me, I am going to come and say that directly to your face.
Why wouldn't we give it to you?
Why would you give me the one cop you swore to me wasn't there?
He wasn't.
Not him, Logan. He was in the car.
He did at one time tell Pam that Officer Sizzy wasn't there, and Pam's calling him out on that. Listen to this.
Logan, he was in the car. They told me Brandon Miller was there.
I never said he wasn't there.
You told me. I have your email saying Saminsky wasn't there. Your exact words.
He was not at when Miller came
It's nice try. He kept walking to his vehicle to talk to him.
Get out of here.
You have
Did you hear that? Get out of there. Get out of here. We're going to listen to it again. He literally barks at her.
walking to his vehicle to talk to him.
Get out of here.
You kept walking to his vehicle to talk to him.
Get out of here.
You kept walking to his vehicle to talk to him.
Get out of here.
You're going to put that on there, and I'm going to tell the judge in the morning. So, nice try.
Oh. I'm trying to gather myself. There's no cause at all. There's no cause at all for Jason to talk to Pam this way. He has no right to yell at her and then to yell at her to get out of here. She's not doing anything wrong. She's demanding what she has a right to demand. And then worse, he took her thumb drive and right in front of her threw it in the trash. Everything about this reeks. Everything about this says to anybody who is reasonable, I don't care how much of a back the blue at all costs, no matter what thick blue line cop backer you are. I don't care how much you buy propaganda. The way he just talked to her and the way his people have conducted themselves, the unlawful entry into her house, the absolutely asinine way that Officer Sizzy treated her kid and everybody else there, tried to trump up charges and all of that over Venom, the Tegu. They were out to get her, and this is a direct reflection on Jason Timm. Jason Timm is exactly what every cop should aspire not to be. But here he is settling into tiny little nowhere, nothing Minnesota, Plainview, because he probably couldn't get a job with an actual more professional agency because he's not a professional and nobody that works for him is a professional. No one. And I will say that to the face of every single one of them that I meet. And I am going to go out of my way to make sure I have the opportunity to say that to every single Plainview cop I run into. If you can work under Jason Timm and the way that he acts and the way he treats people, you are as unprofessional and unethical and an oath breaker as much as him. And any of you that work for the Plainview Police Department or anybody in the Wabasha County Sheriff's Office who's seen any of this, from the sheriff on all down to his chief deputy to all of his patrol deputies and everybody else, you are as bad as he is because somebody should be calling him out, publicly calling him out for what he did. If you're a cop and you watch any of the stuff I've put out about Tam and her about Pam and her interactions with Tim and his staff, and you cannot be bothered to call it out and call it what it is, corruption and oath breaking, you are a corrupt oath breaker yourself. Don't like it? I don't care. And like I said, Jason Timm, I'm going to be looking for an opportunity to tell you to your face that you are an inept, lying, corrupt, covering up, oath-breaking piece of crap pig. And I know there are people in that town you harass. I know you harass people. I know it because I'm hearing from so many people about the harassment they receive from you and your people. From your blue line tyrant pigs. I don't care if there's ever a chance for Pam to get a lawsuit against you or against the city. At this point, it's probably too late. But I want you to get so much email. I want you to get so many phone calls. I want your Facebook page to be so littered with commentary for how you act that the city just can't keep up. That ultimately what they end up doing is saying they have to get rid of you. Just like the last one who disappeared for some weird reason at the drop of a hat with no notice. The one you replaced. I think he's the one you replaced. In some way, shape, or form, you replaced him. So everybody, make sure you share this out. Make sure that you share this to the Plainview Police Department Facebook page, that you share it to Chief Timm in his email, which all that stuff is in the description of the video. Once again, if you can help out Mrs. Minnesota, Mrs. TC, through the Give, Send, Go, we would be eternally grateful. Hit the memberships, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, comment while you're watching tonight, folks, and then come back and comment after it finishes uploading. Reach out to Pam and let her know that you're supporting her. And let's help get justice for Pam. So, my friends, until next time, as my dear friend Monica made for me, fight for your liberty. It is yours. Fight for your freedom. It belongs to you. And Sic Semper. Tyrannus.
We are go for liftoff in T-30. Stand by for further instructions, Minnesota Black Robe Regiment. Secondary guidance systems engaged. Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, it will be on my mark.
All systems are a go. All systems are a go.
Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, you are over the target. You are authorized to fire at